Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Link, and today we are breaking down macros versus a meal plan and which one is the better option for you. So now that we're nearing the end of January, I'm sure you started your 2021 goals or your resolutions or whatever it is, and if you're not seeing the progress that you want to see, you may have thought, let me dial in a little bit better on my nutrition. I want to get on a meal plan, or I want to track macros, whatever that looks like for you. But there are some key things that you need to consider when choosing the deciding factor. And probably the biggest, most important factor is the source. Okay, so let me break this down. A registered dietitian is the only person who can legally give a meal plan. Okay, so if you see so-and-so Sally down the street who's promoting, hey, I look great, I lost all this weight, follow this meal plan and you'll lose weight too. Technically that's not legal, okay? Susie can't sell that stuff, or Sally, whatever I said her name was. She can't sell that stuff, okay? So you have to be going to a registered dietitian if you want to follow strictly a meal plan. You don't want to have to worry about anything else. You just want to look at the paper and say, that's what I'm going to eat. This is what's going to help me achieve my goals. Go to a registered dietitian, okay? Go to a registered dietitian. And I have some amazing friends who are dietitians, registered dietitians. So shoot me a message if you need help with that, but absolutely only go to an RD if you are looking to follow a meal plan. With that being said, you can find other meal plans out there or sample meal plans that are simply helpful materials. That is okay. If you are new to tracking macros and you are plugging some things in and you're like, man, I need a meal that's X amount of carbs, fat, and protein, and you find one in this meal plan, that is okay because it's fitting within your macros, okay? But don't go strictly following this probably generic meal plan that you bought from Sally down the street unless Sally is a registered dietitian. So having confidence in the source of that meal plan is very, very important. So go by referrals, ask me, ask other trainers that you may know, and find yourself a good registered dietitian, and that will be your first step to getting a meal plan. So with all of that being said, I am not a registered dietitian. I do not provide meal plans. I will give helpful materials, but I am not a registered dietitian. So I don't provide meal plans. I don't like meal plans. I've been on meal plans. I hated them. So I don't personally provide meal plans or anything like that for any of my clients. One, because I can't legally, and two, just because I don't agree with meal plans. So what I do agree with, what I truly preach, is macro tracking. I absolutely love tracking macros. I think it's the most flexible approach to any sort of weight loss goal or muscle building goal. You can do so many things with macros, and just moving around the numbers to make them fit your goals, absolutely amazing. I love the flexibility of macros. I love that you have the opportunity to do other things in life, right? So if you're following a strict meal plan and you go on vacation, are you gonna follow that meal plan, or are you gonna eat whatever you want? Or say you had a really rough day and your significant other is like, let's have a date night. So are you gonna go out to dinner on date night and try and follow your meal plan? Like, that's not gonna work, right? So whereas macros, you can literally stop at Chick-fil-A on your way home and be like, I just need Chick-fil-A right now, I'm gonna make it work with my macros. Hello? That's pretty freaking awesome. One of the biggest reasons why I love macros is the flexibility that it provides and how just you can let it flow, right? I love it for the flexibility, but I also love it for the educational tools. With macros, you learn so much more about the foods that you're eating. If someone were to just provide you a meal plan, that's great, that's helpful, get you started, but you're not truly learning anything about the foods that you're eating. You're just following step by step what to do. Where with macros, it challenges you to step out of your comfort zone. It challenges you to learn a little bit more about what macros are high or low in which foods, right? So if I were to look at, this is gonna be super generic, but if I were to look at this piece of chicken, I'm gonna say, yep, that's protein. Where if you look at peanut butter, a high protein peanut butter, which has more fat than anything else in it, peanut butter is a fat source. It's not a protein source, right? You learn all of these things. Fluff, like a peanut butter and fluff sandwich, fluff has like 10 grams of carbs and that's it. I would have never thought that. I would have never probably even paid attention to it until I started tracking my macros. So when you're following a meal plan, you're more so just kind of walking through, going through the motions of just like, hey, this is what I eat. But then once you're done that meal plan and you've now achieved your goal, then what? Do you know how to transition out of following a meal plan to just kind of eating more freely? Whereas with macros, you're following your macros, you're sticking to them, you're making the changes, you're adjusting things as you need to, you're pulling and plugging and playing and challenging yourself to make things work together. And then, because of all of this time and practice of tracking your macros and learning about the foods that you're eating, you're now able to come off of macros, stop tracking them, and still know what's in the foods that you're eating. So you'll still be able to say like, ooh, I didn't have enough carbs today, let me get some more. That's the other big thing too, is when you are monitoring and truly tracking your macros, you have the opportunity to now say, how is my body responding to this? So if I were to eat whatever before a workout, how do I respond? If I were to eat that same meal before bed, how does my body respond? How does my body feel overall with this much protein versus that much protein? Right? Where if you're just following a meal plan, it's just like, okay, this is what I eat and this is when I eat it. You don't really truly learn anything about it. So that is one of the biggest reasons I love macros, is because it is an educational tool. I am the first person to say I will not be that grandmother in her 60s and 70s tracking macros. That's just not the life I'm gonna live. If you are that granny, props to you, because that's just ain't me, okay? So macros are wonderful for helping you achieve your goals. They're wonderful for educating you and getting you comfortable and helping you, just like I said, education, like learn more about the foods that you're eating and how your body's responding to those foods. And then you can move on from there into a more mindful or intuitive eating style where you're eating when you're hungry and you're stopping when you're full, and you're listening to the cues that your body is providing of, hey, I need more protein. Hey, I need more carbs right now. You're able to respond to what your body is telling you while still staying within your goal range. Macros also give you a better understanding of what the macros are, because P.S. alcohol is technically a macronutrient. Portion sizes, and how overall, like I said, how each macro makes your body feel. So some things to consider when deciding meal plan versus macros. Obviously, you want to weigh the two out, find which is, number one, going to be more comfortable for you to stick to long term. Okay, you don't want to put in all this time and effort and work and feel great and achieve your goals and do the damn thing, and then 3 months later when you come off of it, it's just not working for you anymore, and then you have to repeat the process, right? So weigh that out, determine what are your goals and which one is going to be more comfortable with the lifestyle that you want to live while working towards those goals. Ask yourself, do I want to learn more, or do I want to kind of just follow something that's just laid out for me? I don't have to do much thinking. Do you want to do something that is saving you more time in the long run? By following a meal plan, it's laid out for you. You know what's on your grocery list, you know what you need, you know what you're eating when. Boom, follow it. Or macros, you have the flexibility to play with those things. Sometimes we don't really want to take that extra time to meal prep, and we don't want to pre-log our food to make sure that it works. So really look at the time that you have available, because I mean, still, I'm a busy gal and I have a lot of busy clients, but I still prefer macros in this situation. But if it would benefit you to start things off at least to go with a meal plan so you can get somewhat of a structure going, then that would be a really good option for you. I hope this was the insight that you needed when trying to decide between macros versus a meal plan. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. You can comment your question below, and I will put in the description box, I have a Macros 101 ebook. It's only $49 on my website. Again, I'll link it in the description box below. And it gives you the full rundown of like pretty much the starter pack to macros, tracking them, how to track them, all that fun stuff. So again, make sure you comment any questions below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe so you never miss a video from me, and I will catch you in the next one.